Hello, we're talking about taxes. Now, I'm about to talk about taxes, and I'm not entirely positive that I got it right. However, we've been reading in the paper that our Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, is wanting to do something really different with taxes. Now, I'm going to try to explain it, and hopefully I get this right. If I get this wrong, leave notes in the comments below. Okay, so the examples I was given was this, is that if a person makes $200,000 a year at a business, he's taxed 40%. Right?
So an employee makes an income of $200,000.
Right.
They're taxed at a 40% tax rate because that's the income tax rate.
Yes. Okay. Now,
currently, business tax rate is 10%, right? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, 10%-ish for small businesses.
Okay.
Bigger businesses, medium pay a little bit more. Bigger pay a little bit more.
You pay according. It's a bracket.
Yeah, it's a bracket.
Okay.
So, just say us, if we all suddenly started making $200,000 a year in our business for Cool Discussions. Now, the way it would work right now is we would pay 10% tax, and then we pay our employees, our overhead.
So we pay 10% on the revenue that we bring in, not like before expenditures.
Yes.
See, that to me is wrong.
No, but this is the way he wants to make it. Mm-hmm. He wants to tax us just like we are employees and tax us 40%
on the 200 before expenditures.
Before expenditures.
See, that's ridiculous. It should be 40% after expenditures on profits.
But
it should be 40% on profits.
Now, the reason why they don't do profits is because people do this on purpose, and I know this, is a lot of people that own multiple businesses actually have certain businesses that don't make money.
I thought that's why they did that. Because they tax on profits.
Well, no, because you can actually, on your taxes, any money that you don't make on a business, you can use as a credit against other taxes.
Yeah.
So they do this on purpose as a tax credit.
That makes absolutely zero sense to me. That makes absolutely zero sense. I mean, it's fast backwards to me. Fast is fucking ass backwards. New word. It just makes absolutely no sense. If I'm one person, I think that taxes should be this way. If you're one person, if you own a business, I own a business. Okay, you and I, we own a business, right? We're 50% partners, and in this business, it takes off. Okay, we pay ourselves money. Okay, we pay all of our bills. If there's anything left, we either have to invest it back into the business. It will not be taxed if we do that, or if we don't, and it's profits at the end of the year, and it's not accounted for as an expenditure or something, then it gets taxed at X%. Whatever the bracket is. If it's the 40%, the 10%, if it's the highest bracket, it gets taxed at that. If it's the lowest bracket, it gets taxed at that. And then we get taxed at
because
income.
And we get taxed off of our income. And to me, that makes a hell of a lot more sense than... because, I get it, a small business, a farm, for example... farms don't make money hand over fist. They make money, then they have to pay, for maintenance. From what I've been reading about this all is that they make family member shareholders, so they make a percentage of the money, so that way, they don't have to pay taxes on it or something. And what Trudeau has said before he became Prime Minister, and has been saying since he's been Prime Minister, is he's saying all these small business people, and I'm using quotes here, are tax cheats because they're hiding money from the tax man.
Are they? Are they? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know how it works. If you're a person, if you're an individual, and we all want fairness. If you're an individual and you have $1 and you don't pay taxes on that $1, then you're, in my eyes, a tax cheat. You know what I mean? If you're finding a way to move money around so it doesn't get taxed,
so you don't have to pay.
That's
where that's where the effort should be aimed at. Is because a small businessman who's is still paying employees has people that work for him, and he's paying them a wage, and they're paying taxes on that wage. Great. And then you're right. I think it should be, if he makes money, tax him on the money.
Yeah, tax him
if
on
he doesn't
the
make
profits,
money,
yeah.
then it sucks. But the point is to have people employed. If they're making money, they're paying taxes.
if you're telling
they're making money, they're also buying stuff. So to have to do it the way he's doing it, it's I think it's a job killer from everything I understand. And there's been no counterpoint to this. I have not read a reason why this would be a good idea. And I keep thinking it's
Makes
like
no sense.
Okay, because normally whenever there are arguments about anything, there is somebody. Well, in the environment, there's people saying it's not dying, and some people are saying it is dying, and then they have arguments.
There's always two sides into this.
Right.
There's no sides. There's only one side of this is horrible.
Yeah, and again,
That's the thing that I don't get. Like, is that people shouldn't be attacking small business. Small business should be the ones that are given the tax breaks. It should be the big companies that are looked at and because all businesses should really be given breaks. Like, they should all be given not an advantage, but a break of, hey, you're employing people. We're going to tax you on your profits. What the government
should be doing is what the government should be doing is, one, making sure that they're paying a fair wage. Two, making sure that they aren't tax cheating by moving money around.
That's what,
because if the CRA, the Canadian Revenue Service Agency, inspects a farm, and the farmer, is using his children as a tax haven,
then it should be
he should be charged. However, if these children are up at the crack of dawn with him, working their ass off, child labor, congratulate. But that's the thing.
I
know. Here in Alberta, the NDP wanted to change the laws to make it so to prevent it, to make it harder.
Yeah.
And it's just like farmers are different.
The tax code shouldn't be so difficult. Like, it's so difficult. There's so many loopholes and so many ways to move money. It should be this way. I'm an individual. We are all given social insurance numbers when we're younger. Okay? If I own 5 businesses, each of those businesses should be looked at as a different entity. And I should be looked at as a different entity. So there's 6 entities that I own and I control under my social insurance number. Okay? I am responsible for all 6 of those. I can't move money from here to here to here to here to here to move around. So if this is losing money, I pay no taxes on it. If this is making money, I pay taxes on this one. Yep. I can't move money from here to here. I can't do that. Okay? Each one is its own entity. And I pay taxes on profits because that's money that,
Well, you would pay taxes on profits and taxes on any money they pay you as a salary.
Yeah.
So,
that's because it's income. I own a business. Exactly. I pay myself an income. I pay my bracket of tax, which, in my mind, should be 15% across the board and maybe 7.5% for business. So I pay 7.5% on each one. If I lose money, that's on me. Then I should close that business because it's crap.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is the tax system should be set up in such a different way that it's so easy. There shouldn't be...
It should be one page.
You shouldn't pull out... Now, for you young people out there, a phone book is a giant collection of pieces of paper.
This isn't a phone book.
For those people who actually know what a phone book is, the tax code is like a phone book. You pull it out, you thump it, and go... What the hell is that? Is that a fire log?
Yeah.
No, that's the tax code. No, the tax code should be, you make money, 15%, done.
On your income tax, it should be paid. I make $100,000. I pay this 15% on $100,000. There's no expenditures on that.
Nope.
If I'm a business, my business brings in a revenue of $100,000. To make that $100,000, I had to expenditure $85,000. Right, that's employees, overhead, all that shit.
At that point in time,
I pay 7.5% on $15,000.
The Canadian Revenue Agency at that point in time could look and go, okay, he spent $85,000 to make $100,000. Okay, so we go in and go, okay, where's the receipt for this? Where's
Yeah.
the receipt for this? And if you can't produce it, you're a tax fraud.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're being audited.
And if you get this is
It would make it so much easier. Okay, again, we are not economics majors.
No.
But we do understand.
But we're the
that
common person.
system-
We're the common person, and that's who the system needs to be geared to, is the common individual.
Yeah,
Not,
because-
I shouldn't have to have a degree in economics and taxes to be able to do taxes.
Or I shouldn't be able to have to pay a really expensive accountant to make all this money disappear.
So you know what this would do? Number one, it would obviously would affect jobs for accountants, but there would still be need for accountants. But the CRA could shrink because you wouldn't need so many people.
Well, no, okay. Even if you don't decide to shrink it, at least those people could be going after the real tax cheats
Yeah.
instead of combing over
And if you
thousands
are-
upon thousands of individuals that aren't doing anything wrong.
If you're found to have cheated the tax code, if you are found to cheat our new tax code, if you are a business, your tax rate goes from 7.5% to 15%. Because you have cheated, you have been caught frauding, and if you are an individual who frauded, your tax rate goes from 15 to 25. These penalties have to be harsh. I don't agree with taxes. I hate taxes. But you know what? If this is going to be part of the world, it has to be effective, and it has to be. The penalties have to be. What's the word I'm looking for? They have to deter people
Yeah.
from doing it. Because right now, what is it? Oh, I didn't do my taxes, or I didn't show this money. Okay, well we're gonna charge you the taxes on it, so the 20% or whatever it is, plus a 5% penalty.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a rich man. Here's my $100,000 out of my $100 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
My daily interest.
Like- I'm like, obviously, 10% still would be the same type of thing if but it would still be a deterrent to, oh my god, like I'm paying a very low tax rate of 7.5% to 15%.
Because at that point in time, having a lower set taxes makes it so people can save. Because right now the taxes have, if you put so much aside, you can get a credit for it, and it's like no. Just make it one simple, easy number.
And if you put money into RSPs, like from what I understand, they tax it when you pull it out.
Yeah.
Now you should be able to do that.
They tax it with but that's the thing. If you make
interest, you can tax.
Yeah,
Again,
it comes down to this. It's just like if you make the tax code really simple and just make it 15% flat tax across the board, done. You are now. Now I understand that you're going to have to do a lot of. Oh well, what about this as an exception? It's like no. So
there's no exceptions. There's no exemptions.
If you're a real estate agent and you're selling 100 houses a year and you're making $1 million. That's how much money you make 15%. Done.
Well, if you're a business, you can deduct your expenditures. So if you're like a realtor and you're using your car as a business,
okay, and I think that's where. But again, business taxes would be different, but the whole point would be to remove the complication of individual taxes. So the IRS.
you can no longer consider yourself an individual. Can no longer be a business under this tax code, because right now, we could incorporate ourselves or LLP ourselves. I believe. Don't quote me on this. And I can consider myself a business, right? I'm pretty sure I could. Like, we could incorporate our cool discussions, and we could make ourselves a business, and then we could be able to use our exemptions or whatever the hell they are. No longer you do that. Cool discussions would be part of our entities. Right?
It would be our business.
Yeah.
We would have to
But we would pay
taxes
ourselves.
on.
We would be employees of this business.
Oh, yeah.
We would have to pay ourselves an income, which we would pay income tax on. And then Cool Discussions would be its own income, or its own social insurance number, so to speak.
Yeah, no, but that right there is the problem with what Trudeau is trying to do. Is he's trying to treat individual businesses that are supposed to pay an income to employees that they pay a tax on as...
So they're trying to double dip almost?
Yeah, they are, because they're trying to make it so, you take... They're trying to rob Peter to pay Paul.
It just doesn't make sense. How can you sit there now and honestly go, if I charge a business more taxes, that's going to be better? No, it's not, because they're going to have to lay people off.
Yeah, well,
do people not understand the more money? Like, if to me, this is how I understand it. Again, I'm not an economic major, and I'm just Joe Blow on the street here. there's a pyramid of money, right? All the money should not be up here, right? The money should be down here, because if it flows up, right? Because if these are the consumers down here, and the more money that's down here means the more money that gets spent upwards, so to speak, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I have more money to go to the movies, to go to like amusement parks, or to do attractions around town, to travel, that means more jobs have to be created, does it not?
Mm-hmm.
So if there's 100 people right now, as our current economic state, out of 100 people, 10 can take a regular vacation, and or we'll say half of those people can have extra money to spend, right? Would it not make more sense for more money if 75 people could do all that stuff? Because then 25% more. Well, actually, that's 50% more people. Therefore, more jobs, because the restaurant's busier, the small business is busier,
or
the travel agency is busier.
Yeah, the whole point, and this is actually one of the points that came across in some of my readings, is that if people have more money to spend, they are going to spend that money, and that's going to create job growth, job opportunity. And if you don't have more money, like I personally, I don't have a lot of money right now, and so I don't do anything. So, that's just one of those things of like, okay, 2 years ago, I used to eat out once a week. Now, once a month, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's
this
3
belief
times a month that I don't eat out anymore. So there's
this belief that government creates jobs.
Government
they do not create jobs. Government has nothing to do with jobs. And whoever thinks that government creates jobs is like, I don't know, has their head up their ass.
Yes.
And I think that's the tax code we should use. We should use something. Obviously, you'd have to like scrap the current one completely and just start from the beginning.
No, that's obviously exactly what it would be. Is you scrap the current system, flat tax across the board. Now, I know you'd have to lawyerize the business taxes. But
I just wonder, like,
you
if
have
that.
Tons of smart people out there that have a much better understanding, and I've seen plenty of arguments for the flat tax. And as much as it sounds like a person who makes $1 million, people will argue, oh, people who make $1 million will pay less.
No, they won't. They'll pay the 15%. They pay the same amount that you do.
They will pay 15%, and in the grand scheme of things, they will probably end up paying more, because they are the ones who can afford the accountants that can make their money disappear, so they pay less in taxes. Because it shouldn't be fair that somebody who makes $1 million is paying less taxes to the government than a guy who's making $50,000.
That's the thing that I don't understand, is people want to like fair. People want fair, and it's like, well, what is fair? You can't when you have like things that are on a sliding scale, I guess it would be called, because of like incomes are a sliding scale. People make various amounts of money. Yep. When you're on that, there is no fair. Fair is a percentage. Like, if you go 15% across the board, everybody pays 15%.
Yep.
Okay, so now you have incentive to make more money. Because right now, my incentive to make more money is I get taxed more. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's it's that.
Have any of you been out there in a job and you get a raise and you're like, yes, and then that raise puts you in a new tax bracket and you make less money and you're like, how did I make? I make more money. How do I make less money?
Yeah, I've actually been there a couple of times.
Like,
it's like, oh, I got a raise.
Yeah, and then you're like, what? I make less money.
No.
Yeah. Can I go back?
So, which means that I actually have to work
more
to earn the same amount. So there you go.
If you do
Canadian taxes, I'm sure the American taxes aren't any better.
We've just figured it out. That's it. Political party. Cool discussions coming at you. See you later.